Congratulations are in order because Giannis Antetokounmpo, of course, this week was named only the third player in history to be named both the MVP and Defensive Player of the Year after, of course, Michael Jordan and Hakeem Olajuwon. And I'm all down for tradition, gentlemen. Like, I love it. It's half of what makes the NBA special. It's half of what I love, the combination that they have of the original ideals to the modern generation. But I have a grievance. And apparently it aligns with KD's thoughts as well, who vocalized this on Joe Budden's podcast. I think it's time to include the playoffs and the performances of individuals in the biggest moments as part of these end-of-season awards. And BJ, you being the longest statesman on the call here, I need to get your opinion first.
Well, how many more awards do we need, right? We got a regular season award. Then we're going to, we got the bubble MVP. That was Damian Lillard. We have so many awards. It is what it is. Like, the regular season is an entirely different game than the postseason. And we must understand that. That's why we identify some players as clutch players, because they perform under high-pressure situations. So the regular season is an 82 game. It's a marathon. And you have to play at a certain level. You have to play at a certain pace in order to get through the regular season. Now, once the playoffs start, that's an entirely different game. And if you want to say we're going to have a playoff, MVP, hey, let's do that. I'm all for that. But if you're going to include the playoffs as part of the, regular season, well, injuries happen, things happen. To get through an 82 game season, it's just, hey guys, when I played traveling and doing that, some nights you're just trying to get through that game. It's just, you're playing 4 games in 5 nights. But I will say this, I love the league and I love the players who perform when it matters most, because that's when you really make the separation from the boys to the men in this league. High pressure players always perform under the greatest duress. So, I like it the way it is, just because, hey, Giannis was the best player in the regular season. Make no doubt about it. I mean, look at his numbers, look at the way his team performed. They got the results. Now, when the playoffs begin, it's a different game. And the game changes. The players play different. The coaches coach different. And you know what? Let's have multiple, MVPs and multiple player of the years or whatever you want to have. But, I'm all for just keeping it the way it is at this point.
Mo, I'm going to talk to you as another member of the media. Look, if I had a vote, I would have voted for LeBron James this year just because of the emphasis on value and sort of those decisions that he made in the clutch moments. And I like head-to-head in terms of making these decisions. But Mo, if the playoffs were taken into account, his 16 first-place votes out of 101 might have been very different. What do you feel?
Jaydee, I'm not going to get into the MVP conversation, Giannis versus LeBron, with you, because we're going to need another hour for me to explain to you why you're wrong. And Giannis Antetokounmpo is the only regular season MVP in the NBA. But let me make one thing clear. There already is a playoff MVP award. It's called the Larry O'Brien Trophy, because if you're the most valuable player in the playoffs, your team wins the championship. What are we really doing here? Are we going to start giving out participation trophies? Everyone gets a medal for making the playoffs. What are we doing? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, what are you going to do? If you have a playoff MVP award and you give it to a guy who lost in the conference finals, how are you the most valuable player in the playoffs if your team lost? The most valuable player in the playoff is the one that makes the team win the championship. That's what basketball's all about. As far as I'm concerned, and I'm pretty sure if you ask Giannis Antetokounmpo himself, as great as being the regular season MVP is, nobody cares about that compared to the NBA championship. That's what everybody wants. The individual accolades are nice, but every player in the NBA wants one thing and one thing only, and that's the championship ring on their finger. If you ask all the MVPs in NBA history who never won a championship, if you go and ask Giannis, you go and ask Steve Nash, if they could trade their MVP trophies for NBA championship trophies, I'm pretty sure they would do it in a heartbeat. So what are you really gaining from playoff MVP? And also there's a logical inconsistency here, because how are you determining value of a player? Luka Doncic could have been the playoff MVP. He lost in the first round just because, he came up against a tougher opponent with more depth or whatever have you want to spin it. How are you going to decide? How are you going to quantify the MVP when different players have played different amounts of games, et cetera, et cetera? The regular season MVP should stay, but it should be given out at the end of the regular season. Therefore, we don't have everyone piping up saying, yeah, Giannis couldn't get it done. Do you know how many people have been in my Twitter mentions saying Giannis shouldn't be MVP because he didn't go far in the playoffs? It's a regular season award. Give it out at the end of the regular season. That's done. We can move on. Then we can look at the playoffs. And the only trophy you need to worry about in the playoffs, as far as I'm concerned, I don't even consider Finals MVP because Steph Curry doesn't have one. So, what are we really talking about here? The NBA trophy, the NBA Larry O'Brien trophy is the only thing that matters in this league. And if you're a true comparer, you shouldn't be comparing, I'm Dame Lillard or Kevin Durant or whoever else it was. I don't know who it was personally, but any of these guys talking about we need a playoff MVP? No, you don't. You don't need a bubble MVP. You don't need a playoff MVP. You need a championship trophy. That's what you should be thinking about. That's what you're going after. And that's all that counts in this game.
Ovie, what do you feel? Because, look, there's different... Obviously, you can see there's varying opinions. There's varying opinions.
To be clear. Are we talking about an MVP right at the end of the season instead of the regular season MVP? Because I think that makes more sense, to be fair. If you're talking about the most valuable player in the NBA, that should be the best player on the best team. And by the best team, I mean the team that lifts the trophy. Everyone else, null and void. Sorry, don't count, don't matter. All that regular season stuff, playing 82 games and this and that. Well, great. Why are you playing those 82 games? We're playing those 82 games so you can get seeded higher, so you can have a better chance at winning the NBA trophy. But then if you're not able to continue that performance and that high level of whatever it is you're doing, then all of that regular season stuff is just jazz. It's jazz. You're playing instruments. You're just entertaining people. You're doing nothing of substance. So in my opinion, and make it one. So just hear me. No, so just hear me.
Yeah.
So I feel like you just said, the Finals MVP don't count. Why? Because Steph Curry don't have one. But if you just had one MVP award, which had to be on the team that won the NBA championship, then he would have got the award. No, hands down. Yeah, because he's clearly the best player. You see what I'm saying? So there shouldn't be no regular season award.
Here's the thing.
For the full thing.
Here's the thing, though. This is, you change one thing, you got to change everything else. So we changed the MVP from being a regular season award to a full season award. Are we then going to change Rookie of the Year from a regular season award to? Are we going to take the Rookie of the Year from Ja Morant and give it to Tyler Hero? Or are we going to give it to Talon Horton-Tucker because the Lakers win the championship?
No, but I'm saying...
Are you going to change a Defensive Player of the Year from the regular season?
Very different.
The regular season awards are the regular season awards. You don't need an extra trophy for being the best in the playoffs. You've got the trophy. It's the championship. Why do you need something else? Why do you need another form of validation? You're an NBA champion.
You're not hearing me.
You're not hearing me.
You're not understanding.
No, I heard you.
He's saying...
You heard, but you didn't understand, though. But you didn't understand.
I understood very well. What you're not understanding... What you're not understanding is if you change the MVP award from regular season MVP to the very end, you're going to have to change Rookie of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, Sixth Man of the Year, also to the end of the season award.
Why? But that's not the best.
Because that's how the NBA awards are done. That's how the NBA season awards have been done.
Hear me. Just hear me for 1 second and try and understand. But that's not the best player in the world. There's only one award out of all of those that says this is the best player in the NBA. Defensive player can be on any team. Do you know what I'm saying? Marcus Smart, like you said, he's clearly one of the better defensive players in the NBA. Regardless of what team he's on, it's hands down. He's one of the best defensive players in the NBA. Now, when you're talking about the best player, in my opinion, has to be on the best team. The best defensive player doesn't necessarily have to be on it. The best young player doesn't necessarily have to be on the best team. But the best player should make his team, in theory,
let me ask you this,
bring his team to win. That's just my opinion.
The best player.
Can I just say this? Mo, can I just ask?
This is good.
So, Ovie, let's say the Miami Heat won the championship this year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Who would be the MVP of the league?
Are we asking that? It's Jimmy Buckets, baby. Jimmy Buckets, 100%. If we were doing it, by the way, I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying.
It would have to be Jimmy Butler, and even more so because he's done it. He's done it with Udonis Haslem, who has a lot of experience, but you're talking about a player who's improved a lot in Bam Adebayo, but then he's got a lot of young guys. His toughness, his leadership, has all of these other factors have brought his team to be able to win. What did you say, Mo? The most important trophy, the Larry O'Brien. So in my opinion, if you're capable of doing that, I don't care about talent, being able to spin the ball, do 5 flips and make a backwards shot, score 40 points every night. If that is not for winning the game, if that doesn't lead towards a championship, then what is it? It's just entertainment. You're just entertaining me. You're not winning games.
You're saying the
You're
best
just
player.
winning.
Yeah. I hear you. You're saying the best player should get the MVP award, right? But the Rookie of the Year
On the
award
best
is for
team.
the
Best
best
player on the best team.
Listen. The Rookie of the Year
On the
award
best
is for the best first-year player. Yeah?
Yes.
So, say we go to the finals and Tyler Herro hits a clutch shot in the finals, right? He then, by your definition, is the Rookie of the Year. Or Defensive Player of the Year is for the best defender. If you're the best defender, you're on the best team because you allow the least amount of buckets because you win the trophy. That means Bam Adebayo then becomes that means the Miami Heat receive every single award in the entire NBA. That means your all-NBA team, going by your definition, the all-NBA starting 5 would just be the Miami Heat starting 5.
Wait,
that
Mo,
clearly
for a
doesn't make
second.
sense, so I'm not even going to go back. Go.
For reference, I think he was trying to say it doesn't discredit all of the other bodies of work, but he's trying to say you should include the playoff work and it could add value to the MVP
the point that's
debate.
being missed here, okay, is first of all, it's a regular season award, okay? And if you want to change one regular season award, you then have to change all NBA awards to encompass that one. Why would one award be singled out?
I'm just saying, this is...
Because look at the history of the NBA. We're going back almost 100 years now. That's just how it is. Why are you going to pick one award and decide to take it and put it at the very end?
Let me tell you why. Because the best player...
BJ, you heard that intro, right?
Because the best player is an overall best player, Mo. When you're talking about the best young player, you're not saying, okay, that is the best player in the NBA. No, you're saying he's the best young talent. The young talent doesn't translate... Who should have been? For a second. Just stop talking.
I got a question though. I got a question.
Okay, and I'll answer after. I'll answer after. The best young player means the best young talent. Clearly, that's what it means. It doesn't mean the overall best player in the world. The NBA most valuable player. That's the best player on the planet. So when we're talking about the best player on the planet, I just think, in theory, it would make sense that he would be on the best team.
Okay, so
he's the best overall player, the best overall player in the world. Makes sense.
Going by your rules and your logic.
Go on. Yeah, go on.
Who would have been the MVP in 2004?
Oh no, we're not. Listen, I know you're about to open
let's run this logic.
I don't.
The best team winning the championship. The best team winning the championship has nothing to do with it. Fair. Answer the question with your rules that make so much sense. Who's the 2004 MVP of the NBA?
Listen, I don't know.
On that note,
under pressure.
BJ, remember my intro? The original traditional ideals with the modern concepts, yeah? We'll leave that because I can feel that.
I'll concede I'm wrong. If you can tell me who should have been the MVP in 2004, I'll concede I'm wrong.
And on that note, I'm telling the producer now, producer, let's go to off the court, yeah?